Welcome everybody to this interview with Carmen Scott. Delighted to invite Carmen to share how she sees authentic harmony in the world and specifically about entertainment and lifestyle harmony, which is going to be fabulous. And Carmen is our G100 regional chair for California, a very exciting state to be living in, I reckon. So welcome, Carmen. Let's start by just share what you feel is your unique purpose within our wing and what you wish to make an impact in.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Pauline. I think that media and entertainment and the stories that we watch really have an effect on ourselves as individuals, and they shape our culture. It's one of the biggest factors in shaping our culture, whether we realize it or not. And so, to me, entertainment and lifestyle harmony has to do with what stories are we telling and what stories do we want to live in? We have so many times I hear, well, this is how things are, or we have an idea of something based on things that we've seen in our own stories in our own lives. So to me, this is the opportunity to really think about the stories that we want to tell and the stories that we want to live in.
That's fantastic. How do you see the average person? Are they good at telling stories that really take them forward, or do they get stuck in the past?
I do not want to generalize anybody. I see a lot of people writing new stories and living a new narrative, which I'm so grateful for that. Everybody that embodies the kind of relationships or the kind of stories that we want to tell shows everybody else that that's possible. I'm so grateful to have people that model the kind of romantic relationships that I desire and the kind of friendships that I desire. Everybody that lives within those stories shows other people that it's possible. And I think that our belief systems are a story. Our thoughts create our belief systems, and our belief systems are a story that we've told ourselves, and then they shape our lives. And knowing that we have the power to reshape a narrative or create a new narrative or create a new paradigm is also a part of what I would love to share and embody and the light that I would like to shine within G100.
That's fantastic. Can you give us an illustration, a story that how your own work has impacted somebody?
Thank you for asking. I think there are small moments that don't get shared that are very meaningful to me. When somebody tells me that I have courage that they wish they had, either to prioritize their own creativity or their own lives, or people will say, I've had somebody who's now very dear to me reach out and say that they wanted to be a musician, but they just didn't have the courage to follow that path. And now that they have completed their formal work span of life, going back to being the artist and allowing themselves to cultivate their creativity and their art just for their own joy.
That's fabulous. And how does that connect for you with this idea of authentic harmony? Do people have different stories about authentic harmony?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. And this is why I love to engage in the conversations within G100, forward thinking, solution oriented conversations free of anger, judgment, or coercion. That's so beautiful because I love to think about humanity like a garden. And we're not all supposed to be the same. If the garden was only made up of one flower, that wouldn't be nearly as beautiful or enriching or enchanting as all these different kinds of flowers and bushes and trees. And to me, living together, co-creating in that space, we get to honor different people. And I was even reminding myself of that recently as an artist. You know, there's all sorts of different ways to be an artist and to celebrate what anybody else is doing and know that I'm my own flower in the garden. I don't need to be like anybody else.
Oh, I think that's wonderful. And I love the idea of celebrating because your chair is around entertainment and lifestyle. So share a little bit more about how entertainment impacts the lifestyle through storytelling.
I touched on it earlier. Thank you for that's a great question. I think entertainment really impacts our lifestyle, whether we're conscious of it or not. And it goes back to belief systems and stories. And I think it is a lifestyle to live in peace and to allow other people to be who they are and to have the courage to be authentically who we are. And everybody that lives in that space gives other people permission to do the same. And I do
That's
think humanity is heading in that direction.
absolutely. And I know that you do a lot of improv. And, I think some people might be nervous about, oh, what's entertainment? Does it mean I have to be on the stage? But in impromptu, it's life, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, thank you for bringing up improv. So, yes, I am a big nerd for improv, and it's been a practice that has enhanced my life immensely. And when I have the opportunity to facilitate an experience or guide people through a practice that involves improv, I don't even use the word improv or I shy away from it. I say facilitated play. It's just play
Oh, I
because
love
people
that.
go, "Oh, I'm not an actor." Or one of the common reflections I get is that I was almost too afraid to show up. I did, and I'm so glad I did. And once you're there, you get to experience in this space. We create a safe, judgment-free space where you get to share your ideas, live in the
Yes.
moment. There's no right or wrong. There's no mistakes. There's only opportunities. And you really have to, you can't pre-plan what you're going to say. It's listening, accepting, and responding. And that is a way of living as well. I try to apply the principles of improv to my own life in those ways too. Just giving yourself permission.
I think that's lovely. What I'm picking up is it's about play. It's about a way of life. It's about, when we look at the world and it's sometimes a bit less harmonious than we would like it to be. If you had a magic wand, what piece of wisdom would you offer to boys and girls, men and women of all preferences? How would you invite them to be in that playful place?
I would say something around the idea or the principle that life is a game to be played. It is not a battle to be won. And I'm taking that from Florence Scovel Shinn, who wrote a book called The Game of Life and How to Play It. And that we are powerful and we have the ability to create the life and the world that we desire to live in.
Oh, I absolutely love that, and I totally concur with that. That is a book that I read,
Mhm.
several years ago, probably a decade ago, and I love that. I think if we are truly going to create a joint custody world of authentic harmony, we need to play. There are too many people challenging each other in the wrong way. And so, is there anything else you'd like to leave for our visitors to this channel, which is special to you?
Just inviting people to live in the knowing that joy and abundance and peace and harmony is our birthright and it's possible and we are powerful. We're more powerful than often we give ourselves credit for.
Thank you, Carmen. That is a beautiful way to end this interview. And I so enjoyed having you in this wing. And I believe that together we can make a huge, playful difference in the world. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.